Hello, I'm Dennis Snow, and this is Speaking of Service Excellence. I'm often impressed by how one caring employee who is surrounded by a sea of uncaring employees can take a challenging situation and turn it around. In the example that I'm about to share, one restaurant server outshone every other employee in the restaurant, including the manager in this case. So here I was exhausted from a long day of traveling, and I looked forward to a quiet dinner in the lobby restaurant of the hotel where I was staying. I was out of town for a speaking engagement and planned to have a quick meal and then return to my room and put the finishing touches on my presentation. Arriving at the hostess station, I saw several employees standing around, joking with each other very loudly, ignoring the diners and ignoring me. I stood there for a few minutes and just watched, wondering where the restaurant manager was and why he or she allowed this kind of behavior. As I watched, it dawned on me that one of the employees horsing around was the restaurant manager. So now I was even more ticked off. One server, however, was doing a great job. As I watched, she was attentive to her guests and stayed busy cleaning tables, straightening chairs, and generally doing what a good manager would want any good employee to do. I'd guess she was only 18 or 19 years old, but she was by far the most mature, responsible employee in that restaurant. Now, as luck would have it, I was seated eventually in the section staffed by the attentive server that I'd been observing. She was very nice, introduced herself as Rachel. She went through the specials, took my drink order, and then left me to look at the menu. Just a few moments later, she returned with my drink, asking if she could answer any questions about the menu. Now, all of this was happening while the other employees chatted, laughed, and generally irritated the restaurant's customers with their very rude behavior. And I could tell Rachel was embarrassed by the indifferent performance of her colleagues. Although the word colleagues is a stretch, because the other employees were hardly in the same league as Rachel. Apparently, the indifference extended to the kitchen because my meal took a ridiculously long time to arrive. Poor Rachel kept returning to my table, apologizing, refilling my water and my drink. She was extremely courteous and embarrassed at the same time. I mentioned to her that it was fine, I was fine, I wasn't in a rush, and she told me how much she appreciated my patience. So the moment I finished my meal, Rachel then appeared with a dessert menu. I said, no thanks. I was full from my dinner, but she said, please, dessert is on us. I feel so bad about how long everything took. She was so sincere that I would have felt guilty refusing the dessert. So I forced myself, to enjoy a large slice of cheesecake. I paid the check, leaving a large tip, and then made a beeline to the front desk to tell the general manager about my experience at the restaurant and what a great employee he has in that one server. So two lessons jump out to me from this experience. The first one applies to any employee in any business. Employees who do great work will always be in demand. Here was this young server who was more professional and caring than any of the other technically more mature employees in the restaurant. If I lived in that town and I was in a position to hire someone for any customer-facing job, I would have offered Rachel a job on the spot. You can teach someone the technical skills that a job requires, but that kind of professionalism and care cannot be taught. I have no doubt that Rachel will excel in any career that she chooses. Again, employees who do great work will always be in great demand. So don't let lazy coworkers or lazy bosses stop you from doing your best. The second principle that stands out involves the simple offer of dessert is on us for the inconvenience of waiting for my meal. The manager clearly didn't direct Rachel to make the offer. The manager was too busy ignoring guests. Rachel chose to make the offer of the dessert because it was the right thing to do. And I appreciated the gesture because it was clearly genuine. It wasn't a policy. Little touches like that go a long way in smoothing over a negative situation. But the key to me is the difference between being offered service recovery and having to ask for it. Employees who are empowered, or who empower themselves in this case, can turn an unpleasant situation into something so positive that the customer is willing to make a video about it. The business world needs more people like Rachel. These are people who are willing to do the right thing even when those around them are not. The Rachels of the world make the world a better place. I hope you found the ideas in this video to be beneficial. If you'd like more information about how Snow & Associates can help your organization, or if you'd simply like access to additional customer service resources, please visit our website, www.snowassociates.com. Thanks so much for watching.